I love math, right? Nerds love math.
Yay!
Love math. Yeah. I'm one of the few mathematically correct comics. I actually had a math bit wrong once, and I got mathematically heckled, and people would not laugh at me. It only happens to me. Here's what I think. I live in LA, right? LA traffic should be mathematically correct. Where the 405 freeway merges with the 5, that should become the 410. That's the way it should work. Right? The 210 merges with the 134, it should be the 344. It makes sense. And if you live in LA, you know where the 405 meets the 10 there in Santa Monica, that's infinity because you can't get there. You can't just turn around and go home. That was for my LA friends. I got people all over the country. I got to make everybody happy. Hey there, and welcome to episode 50 of Comedy in Place. That's right, we've reached the big 5-0. We're halfway to the century mark here at Comedy in Place, the comedy show that comes to you from my office in my home. This is my home in Southern California. I am Don McMillan. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today. And a big thank you to everybody who showed up at the NoWhere Comedy Club last night. That's right, last night I had a live comedy show. I headlined the NoWhere Comedy Club. That's right, I headlined NoWhere, and I always thought I'd headline NoWhere, and it was great. NoWhere was actually somewhere last night. It was the place to be, actually. NoWhere was the place to be. Like I said, we almost had 100 people. We could hear laughter. Everybody was in their boxes. It was like playing for a huge version of the Brady Bunch. There were people from all over the country. I had friends and family and fans from Vermont and New Jersey and Maryland and Texas. And there was even another Don McMillan, another guy with my exact same name. It was confusing because people kept looking at his box and he wasn't telling jokes, and that was confusing, but that was fun. I was being technically heckled. Apparently on one of my slides, I spelled the word matter with only one T, and apparently the chat section went crazy trying to correct me. Engineers hate it when you have spelling errors. So, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much for keeping me on the up and up, everybody. I have fixed that slide. That will no longer be in there. But it was a great show. And again, it was so fun to hear everybody's laughter. It really fills my heart. So thank you for being there from the bottom of my heart. Today's Comedy in Place bit is just showing you clips from last night's virtual show to give you an idea what virtual comedy is like, because I'm going to be doing this for a little while, and I want you to tune in again. In the meantime, keep laughing. Thank you for being there last night. Here's today's video. I'll see you next time. Here's what's cool about nerds. We are finally cool. We are finally cool, and here's 3 reasons. I'm going to prove to you 3 good reasons why nerds are cool. Here we go. Number 1, Jeff Bezos. Number 2, Bill Gates. Number 3, Mark Zuckerberg. 3 richest men in the world. All huge nerds. I've met them all. They're all huge nerds. Gates actually snorts. I made him snort once. He went, and I went, oh my God, he's a huge nerd. Now, here's the thing. Nerds rule the world, right? But money, clearly, if you look at those 3 people, cannot buy happiness. Let's examine, okay? Let's start with Jeff Bezos. Can money buy everything? No. He's got $138 billion, and the man is divorced. He can't even be happy in a marriage with $108 billion. He is not, he can't buy, which means actually since he's divorced, he's worth half of that, or $69 billion, which actually now makes him the 2nd richest man in the world. Now we'll go over to Zuckerberg here. $55 billion, and apparently money cannot buy a good haircut. What the hell is with his head there? It's a number 5 bowl. What is that? He makes my hair look good, and it's described as wonky. That's all I'm saying. So he can't buy happiness. And then Gates over here, $96 billion. The man, he is still wearing eyeglasses. He's got $96 billion. He could buy new eyeballs with $96 billion. He could buy his own LASIK machine and tune his eyes up every morning with $96 billion. But no, he wears glasses. He can make the rest of the world out of focus so it looks in focus only to him. That's what he could do. We could just wake up one day and everything would be fuzzy and it would be his fault so he can see without glasses.